Microphone check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. All right, you can hear me out there. Jill Moser, what's up? Can you guys hear me okay? What's up, Sweets? Sweets Crime Zoo. Cheeks, what's up? Can you guys hear me or no? Hello. Thank you, Jill. All right, well, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, and we do have breaking news. Emmanuel Haro's parents arrested for his murder. Some point this morning, and let me share my screen here so you guys can see what I see. Welcome in, Crystal. Thank you. Christine. Yeah, Sweets. Yeah, I guess they're doing a slow rollout. They're picking certain channels to the pilot control. It's going to be on everybody's live stream. So then I'm doing. Little thing again. Amy Lee. No, this is not a shock. In all honesty, I've had this right here. See this thumbnail? I've had this thumbnail made for 4 days. Maybe 3. I knew they were responsible for this crime. I was just waiting. I was just waiting for the arrest. Let me read this. 2025. This morning, text from the sheriff's Hamid for arrested in Haro at the residence for murder. Investigators will continue their search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. And this is a photo that they posted along with it. What's up, Mark? Anthony, what's up? Volume's cutting in and out. Okay, hold on. All right, hopefully that works. What's up, Miss Kitty? Yeah, let me know if it's better now. Here, let's try to go bare bones and see if that helps. All righty, perfect. So yeah, I mean, we definitely saw this one coming, guys. Unfortunately, the only question is, what'd they do with him? Where's his body? If they're arresting him for homicide, that means that they have evidence. Here, let me share my screen. You guys, let me know if starts messing with my audio. Let's go to X. A lot going on X right now. Let me zoom in for. Let's see. Looks like this is from SF Investigates. Steve Fisher. Footage I just shot above the home of Jake and Rebecca. What is that? Animal control? Thank you, Lacey. Hopefully it'll work itself out. If not, we'll have to start over. Thank you, Crystal. Let's see. Footage I just shot above the home of Jake and Rebecca Haro. The street is blocked off, and the Scientific Investigations crime scene truck is on the scene. This is raw, unedited video. This video is okay to use as long as you credit x.com SF Investigates. All right. Let's go ahead and put it on the big screen there then. Thank you, SF. SF Investigates. Dude's pretty good, actually. Did great work on the Chelsea Grim case, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, right there, the writing, Scientific Investigations. Boing, boing. So if you're just joining us, they have arrested the parents of Emmanuel Haro for murder. So that tells me there must be blood. There must be a witness. Recently, they took their phones, so maybe no communication of disposing of a body. Maybe geolocating. I don't know, tracking the evidence. I mean, you can't just willy nilly do something. And I know they were looking at the phones recently. What about the fire? That's really, or maybe some mailers burning up their lab because the block is hot. These fucking guys right here. Morning. Let me more specific for you. Let's see here. San Bernardino County Sheriff's homicide detectives arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro at their residence and booked them on suspicion of murder, according to the department statement. It looks like this is just breaking. So I'm thinking like around 9:20 this morning, or yeah, about 40 minutes ago. So about 9 a.m. Yep, about 9 a.m. this morning they were arrested. Big parcel of land, pit of a house. He had a nice vehicle. Yeah, they were digging up all kinds of stuff on this guy, like workman's comp fraud, all kinds of craziness. Here's more from SF Investigates. Oh, look, he's got a close up here on the forensic team. Digging through the trash. Detective sifting through garbage at the home of Jake and Rebecca Haro. The street is blocked off. Got that part. Yeah, this is disgusting. And the fact they tried to get away with it, like he beat that kid. He beat that boy to death. And his stupid wife tried to protect him, tried to stick up for him. It's disgusting. This is from Hollis. It says, meet Promise. She is the daughter of Jake Haro. She's brain dead at the hands of her father. He beats children. That's awful. Compartmentalized killer right here. And we knew it. We could see it. Let's go to the latest. So I wonder what they have that allowed them to charge them with murder. I'm thinking it has something to do with the cell phones. That was the latest report. I've been keeping up with this, and the last thing I read was they took their phones and they were going to pull the digital forensics from it. So I bet you there was some scheming going on between the two parents, right? Don't say anything. We need to keep our stories straight. Maybe even lies about where they were. Fucking idiots. Disgusting, heartbreaking. Miss Kitty. Wife definitely knew. I hope they toss her ass in jail and lose the key. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And what's crazy is he almost killed his other kid. Yep, he beat her. He most likely beat her while he was beating the child. And then when he was trying to figure out how he's going to get away with it, he started working with what he had. All right, well, the cops are going to ask you, why'd you get a black eye? We have to incorporate that in our story now, right? But now it's evidence. The black eye doesn't look like it's only a few days old. You know, it looks more like it's 5 or 6 days old. They're not thinking about those things. We do. And definitely law enforcement does most of the time. So you can only imagine what could have been going on in that household based off what we've learned from his history of violence. He was probably in a fit of rage, just beating the child. The mom comes up to try to stop him. Boom, takes one in the face. She's out cold. So that's why she came up with that story, because it's easy, right? Somebody did punch her in the face. That would be the only question on a lie detector test that she would probably pass. Did somebody hit you in the face? Yes. Was it a random kidnapper? No. It was my sadistic husband who literally beat my son to death. The news kept reporting how she was waiting for a son. That's probably why he did it, probably to punish her. Could never choose a man over my child, scared or not. Well, you should never choose a piece of shit over anybody, especially a child, your child. Poos, what's going on? The wife will tell all now. She will say she was threatened, etc. Bank on that. Well, they did have her walking out of a hearing recently. I think it was with CPS, probably trying to get the other child back. Um, it was good to see CPS step in that quick, you know? He shouldn't, I don't understand why he was around any kids to begin with, but for them to step in and protect the other children like that was good. You never know. Southern Rose 48. Guess that's your new name. They've shown video from a funeral of August 3rd they were at and had heavy makeup. You could still see the swelling and bruising. They didn't have Emmanuel with them, and others were asking where he was. Well, there you go, right? So they're trying to come up with the story because he doesn't want to go to prison. He wants to continue killing children. I think part of him likes it. They become an object of his rage, I hope not. She never answered them. So this looks like some kind of off-grid situation, right? You got the solar panels. I'm assuming one of these little outbuildings here has the generator and the batteries and all that stuff. Mark says they can't hurt another baby again. Yeah, it sucks that they were able to find. It's like he finally killed killed the kid, right? He obviously tried the first time. And what do we know about fledgling killers? They evolve. Sadistic killers, they evolve. Oh, now I know what I need to do to kill the child. I need to hit much harder and longer. Miss Kitty, look at Rex Heuermann's wife through thick and thin, and she's the Gilgo Beach guy. Yep. I saw that on the documentary where she made that comment. She even took a phone call from Rex during the documentary filming and was just talking normal. Hey, it was her hair that was found at the crime scene. I mean, why isn't she behind bars? Right? She has no connection to these victims. Apparently, she was out of town. How convenient. They slipped through the cracks. Obviously, should have never have been around. Absolutely. Sweet. So hopefully, the justice system doesn't F this up. He could have been taken care of already and prevented this. I agree with that. You just hope that they learn. If you don't learn from this situation, it's just going to continue happening again and again and again. Ed Brophy told you the parents killed Emmanuel Haro. Got a genius over here. Captain Obvious.
Somebody struck my wife. We come to you guys asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big Five.
He was abducted last night by Big Five. It's like, man, it's like you're not even doing a good job at it. It's like Susan Smith. Put the gun in my side and told me to drive. So I drove. They have no idea what it looks like to have true emotions that don't involve being self-centered. This is their best rendition.
Struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And we just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact you guys.
I'm gonna talk like I'm taking a shit. I think that's how it goes. Like Stephen Stearns. I'm gonna put chili peppers in my eyes, right? Because that's what mourning looks like.
Police department.
Don't hesitate, just call.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months.
True that.
He's 7 months old.
True that.
Have you been notified of any information yet by local authorities?
No, we have not.
They're not.
They haven't.
And she's just kind of doing what he's doing.
Tell us nothing.
They said they don't have any major updates.
Do you guys plan on doing a local search?
He's probably thinking, okay, a little bit more of that.
We are at 4 o'clock here at Kaipa. I fell on the floor.
I fell on the floor. Mark with his Dora the Explorer. Swiper. No swiping, swiper.
And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I got him out of the car seat. And I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hola," and that's all
Hola, bitch.
And I saw white. And a hearing sound, I fell on the floor. And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck. And I ran into Big Five. And I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled.
Whoever took our son, please get.
Whoever took our son. Let me go ahead and quiver my lips.
Him back.
The search for this 7-month
While he's holding that little girl.
old baby boy continues. Police and the family desperate to find out where.
God. I'm just very curious as to what they found. Right now, if I had to guess, I'm thinking it was something on the phones. What do you guys think? They were digging, apparently. There's been some arguments online about that. There was talk of blood found at the scene. Maybe they found a large amount of blood. Sometimes at crime scenes, if they find a large amount of blood, they could rule it a homicide. Like, hey, we found enough blood. This person is most likely deceased. Mark says body. Well, the news that I've read this morning is they're still looking for the infant. Let me see if there's been any updates here. This one's 32 minutes old. Let's pull it up. New York Post. by David Proper. And this was just put out like 30 minutes ago. Parents of missing infant Emmanuel Haro were arrested Friday for murder around a week after their 7-month-old mysteriously vanished, California authorities said. Jake and Rebecca Haro were taken into custody. So we got all that. Nope, no new details. I don't think they found the body yet. They would have said, I'm guessing CCTV or some sort of DNA or blood. I don't know if they would have. They never really announced when they found the body until they actually. They might know themselves, like, hey, like obviously this is the missing child that's deceased, but we have to run, a test. Just kind of like with the Delphi murders, they found Abby and Libby out in the woods. They knew who it was. But I mean, you just never know, really, right? Until you run DNA or have family members come and say, like, hey, yes, this is our loved one. It's just something cops do. So, I mean, it is possible they have the body and they can't really use anybody to identify Emmanuel right now, right? They can't just ask the parents to do it. They're a little bit busy. So maybe they're trying to get another family member, an aunt, an uncle, a grandmother. And what about the grandmother sticking up for them? Do you guys remember that? The grandmother was like, no, they would never do anything like that. Does she live with them? I have to get her on obstruction. Accessory after the fact, maybe. Another creator said that Adventures with Purpose was at Perry Reservoir 40 minutes. I wonder if it's related. Thanks, Georgie. Yeah, it might be right. Right, you got to do the geoprofiling, try to find where they may have placed him. They believe that he's deceased. So, I mean, what does that mean? To me, that's either incriminating information on the phones, talking about hiding a body, keeping your story straight. Can't believe you did this. You're the one that did this. Or just a large amount of blood. Or maybe Rebecca's talking. Maybe she's saying, well, yeah, he's here, such and such, in such and such location. Yeah, sweet. So I think that's what they might be doing, trying to do a DNA comparison, trying to get a visual identification from a relative, just to make it official. Because, I mean, how ridiculous would that be to misidentify another missing child? Because that's happened before. There was a girl that was abducted and had amnesia and was in a coma in a hospital. And her face was so badly damaged that the family didn't even realize that wasn't their daughter, that their daughter was actually deceased. Actually, I think it was a car accident. So they thought their daughter was deceased, and the other family thought their daughter was in a coma, but really they had mis-ID'd them, and it was reversed. So once the car crash victim came out of their coma and realized, hey, you're not my family, they were like, what? We've been treating for you. We've been taking care of you. We've been bedside. And then come to find out you're not even our daughter, and our daughter is actually deceased. Sleuth, as a good daddy of young kids yourself, this must hit very hard. Honestly, I try to protect myself from this. I go to very dark places. I don't like to do that anymore. Makes me feel kind of icky. Makes me feel like a bad guy too, when you start thinking about, destroying somebody. So I just kind of try to keep some kind of a separation there. But yeah, it makes me upset. It makes me try to understand how this could happen. The other day I was just driving with my wife and I just kind of dozed off and started thinking about the case. I was just thinking, like, how can a father do this? Like, to think about how precious we view our kids and how it makes us feel, the empowerment. It's almost like proof of God, that feeling that you have with your child. But I'm wondering if a sadistic killer or a psychopath who has sadistic tendencies, I wonder if they even get a chance to experience that. I remember holding my first child after she was born and walking out of the hospital, and I felt like I was a god. It was the weirdest feeling that I've ever felt. So to turn around and start smashing that very source of that connection to God, I just feel like these people, they never experience that. They don't have that connection. And a lot of times I think it stems from early childhood trauma. When you're abused and tortured as a young kid, and I'm not giving them an out, but this is a huge ingredient to the recipe of this type of disaster. Early childhood trauma. I think it creates. We try to instill God in our families and within our kids. Hope that it sticks. Not a big fan of church, but if that's been taken from you, right? Your innocence is taken at a young age during those important years when you're developing. I think it affects you later on. I think it's harder for you to try to search for that connection to God. You don't know God. All you know now is the devil, because that's what you've seen at the early age, right? You don't believe in God. And I think that's part of what the devil does to corrupt humanity. Knowing that, hey, if I can get these people to start traumatizing their children through a sexual abuse, violence, later on in life, they'll perpetuate it. This is a battle against good and evil. And unfortunately, what we're seeing now is pure evil inflicted on the innocents, right? Corrupting the goodness of the world. I heard the story just yesterday about those girls on Mr. Ballin. Oh yeah, baby clothes were found. So yeah, that might have been it as well. Yeah, good thing SF Investigates was out there with that drone, boots on the ground. He's just breaking everything. Oh, the girls that were switched. I heard the story just yesterday about those girls, Mr. Ballin. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I can't remember all the details, but I think it was a car accident, and they looked very similar in size, shape, and they were misidentified. It's a bizarre story, but it happens. A lot of people don't believe in coincidences, but they exist. If you look at the majority of people that are falsely charged with crimes and put in prison falsely, it's because of some kind of doppelganger situation, something like that. And a lot of times, twins betray their family members. They see them arrested for a crime because they've been identified. They match the sketch, the DNA, and all that, and the twin will just stay quiet. There's been a few cases like that, but yeah, there's definitely coincidences. Thank you, Miss Kitty. I am a good dad. When you become a parent, that's what you are now. But I don't think that switch hits for some people, right? You have your kids, and then you're still doing whatever it was that you were doing before, and you just have a kid now. But no, it was always different for me, and I know it's different for most people. It's like dad. Like the other day, I was on daddy duty. You know what I mean? You just have to stop what you're doing. You can't complain, and you got to go take care of something that you really don't want to do. But it's a mess, right? It's a mess that your kids get into, and you got to go and you got to take care of it sometimes. And you do it with a smile on your face because it's rewarding, like, hey, this is daddy duty. Like, it feels good. Like, haha, there's the bat signal. I'm on my way. So it was a car accident. Each girl's purse landed beside the other, so they were misidentified, and the girls look similar. Yeah, very Trey bizarre. John Kelly Profiler. Shout out to John Kelly Profiler. I know John will tell you that every single murderer suffered childhood trauma. Childhood trauma doesn't mean you're going to become a serial, though. No kid should suffer trauma. Yeah, I feel like there's an ingredients for a disaster like what's going on with Emmanuel. A good father doesn't just say, hey, I'm going to beat my child to death. No, there's a history of violence. There's ingredients, right, to the recipe. And I think childhood trauma is definitely one of those ingredients. No, more like now my kids are getting older. It's more like changing a flat tire on the side of a road when it's 116 degrees out. Cheeks, I don't think there's any way to show that every murderer suffered some sort of childhood trauma. It's pretty broad, but I'm sure it's a high percentage. Yeah, because I guarantee that there's some folks who have committed murder, even in a sadistic fashion, that have no childhood trauma. And I also think that there's some sadistic killers who suffered childhood trauma and don't even know it. Right? We hear about these CSAM cases involving small children under the ages of 3. There's a good likelihood that those kids are never, ever going to know what happened to them or remember it. I'm sure some do. But I'm sure at that age, you're going to bury that deep down and not even know that it's affecting you, right? All right, guys, you have anything else to add? I just wanted to make sure we're hitting this news. So this will be our 5-minute warning. We'll be going live a little bit later tonight on the Delphi case as well. I've been working on some things on that. So if you could join me a little bit later today. And if you're part of the replay crew, please add any updating information here below. Make sure you guys all hit the like button. Thanks, Jar. And if you need to reach me for whatever reason, you can email me at sleuthintuition@gmail.com. What's up, Eli? I agree, Lacey. I don't understand. Lacey says he should have gotten life for what he did to the other baby. I think he did like 1 day in jail. I just don't understand. Thank you, Georgie. Thank you again, Louise. I appreciate all your help. Sweets, it's always good to see you, even if it is few and far between. I appreciate that. Thanks. All right. If you guys have anything to add, we'll keep you updated on this. We are going live a little bit later just to talk about some things on the Delphi murders case with Abby and Libby. But after that, if you guys want to meet as a members only type situation, let me know. Shoot me an email, and we can follow up on this case as well. Yeah, that's right, Miss Kitty. A good example, I think, would be Ted Bundy, right? He tried to deny having any type of childhood trauma, but he's a pure psychopath. He's not going to want to divulge that information to the public. Anything that paints him in a bad light, he's going to resist providing that information. You know, it's those half truths, right? Oh, I lived a fine life, but history tells us a different story. That actually his grandfather might even be his actual father. So there's a lot of weird shit going on with him that probably has to do with childhood trauma, whether or not he wants to admit it or not. Sleuth, just want to say, saw some weird, bogus comments about your show with Hannah. I didn't agree with her, but you did great. Thanks. Yeah, Hannah's wonderful. People are very intimidated by Hannah. I find her very refreshing, her honesty, and if you're saying some stupid shit, she's going to tell you. I really appreciate that. It's very rare. People are scared of it, and when people are afraid, they attack things. You know. The body remembers. Yeah, the subconscious hypnosis and things like that have come a long way. They've discovered a lot of what it means, the subconscious mind and what it means. Repressed memories and things like that. Look at these rich kids having what would seem to be the perfect life and plead that they have affluenza. Like they don't understand right from wrong. I think that's definitely something that's real. Gotta run. Take care. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for your participation, Kitty. Appreciate that. God bless. Yeah, he did community service. That's it. No jail time. 1 day, I think. That's bullshit. He basically killed this young girl. He instead of killing her, which compared to a life of struggle, I mean that's tough. And then you think, well, you weren't successful in killing that child, but yet here later on you were. Like what a nightmare. What a nightmare it must be for anybody that knows this guy on an intimate level. Think of the things that we don't know. If he can do this to his own kid, who's to say he's not responsible for something else? One of these other unsolved crimes. Thanks, Jari. All right, guys, breaking news. Emmanuel Haro's parents arrested for his murder. I will keep you guys posted 100%. And if you guys need to reach me, if you have a question for me, a comment, want to share a story, have any ideas for the show, hit me up. Shoot me an email, guys. sleuthintuition@gmail.com. Don't be shy. Make sure you hit the like button. And don't forget, we are 100% crowdfunded. So if you can hit the Cash App, that'd be great. And if you can't, please hit the like button. On that note, guys, take care. I'll keep you updated, and I'll see you again real soon. Peace.